I'm starting another series of videos of modeling something from Alien Isolation by Jack Perry, and this is the pipe bomb. So I'm going to be doing some of this in part one, and we'll see how far we get. So I am in Blender 2.8, and I'm probably not going to use any add-ons for the modeling part. So I'm going to bring in a circle, and I'm setting it for 6 vertices. I'm going to go in edit mode, scale it down a little bit. Look from the front here, and I'm going to extrude this up just a little ways. Doing this all by eye. All right. E and S. I'll come in and I'm going to just go F to make a face there. E and S and F to make a face there. So I got that. Okay. I'm now going to bring in a cylinder. Leave it at the default values to scale it down and bring it up. I need to make a hole in the top there. That's going to be fine. So with that there, I'm going to select my cylinder, and actually I am going to be using an add-on now that I think about it. It's going to be Bool Tool. This comes free. You just activate it in the preferences, and I'm going to press difference here, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply that and get rid of that. And let's see, if we put on a bevel, we'll get a little bit here. Let's go in and Alt-N, recalculate outside, and it gets rid of that little problem there. Now, maybe that's a bit big, so I'm going to grab all of this. I can do it right to there as well, can't I? I'm going to scale Shift Z. Let's make it a little bit smaller. And I could deal with shading stuff. I guess I could do that now. This should clear it up. We'll see. And that's okay. So it'll be just fine like that. Let's bring in another cylinder. Fresh. And I can make this probably 22. Scale it till it fits, push it down, zoom in on that guy, and let's take this top and inset like that, and just extrude it down a ways, and maybe we'll scale this out a bit more. And what I want to put on this, we could try bevel and angle. I'm not sure I'm going to want it like that. Maybe though. If I bring just an edge loop up, it'll start tightening up that bevel. Did I do that already? Let's see. That's probably going to be okay for what I want to do. So let's say we got that. And then what I want to do is I want to bring in another cylinder. 22 is probably just fine. Scale it down. This is going to go underneath here and attach. So let's just have a look. Okay, the diameter of this is pretty similar to that. So I'm just going to scale it up like that. That's fine. And then there is a piece with thread. Let's just make it smaller, extrude it up. I'm going to delete that face there. So I got this piece here. Let's go in and add maybe a couple of edge loops. Control B, roll your mouse back to 0. E and Alt S and push to bring them out. And I'm probably going to put a subdivision on this, but we'll see. Let's say that was in here like that. Okay. So let's look from the front and select this edge here. And I'm going to pull it down to form the length. Actually, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to take that and shift, oh, not that, Shift D, rotate X 180. So I'll have the other end as well. Let's see, how long do I want these? That's probably okay, just like that. Let's get rid of this face and this one. And we will select these edges and Control E, Control E, bridge edge loops. I'm going to drag this one up. Actually, I'm going to get rid of it for the time being. And I'll get rid of this one for the time being as well. Let's go and bevel this, and let's bevel this one down here. Just do it by hand. We'll put maybe 2 segments in there. That'll help with the shading as well. Okay, so I got that, and then I'm going to take, what's on the bottom of this? I think it might just be closed. So I'm just going to take this, Shift D, rotate X 180, and bring it down. And I mean, I could get rid of that, or I could just turn it around, couldn't I? Let's do that. Let's just rotate X 180, and then that hole won't even show, and we'll never see the bottom of this thing anyhow. It could be like that. Okay, so that thing, I'm gonna make a new collection. I'm gonna call this pipe. And with that whole thing selected, Shift D, copy it over here, Shift D, G, and bring it over here. And what we'll do is we'll just nudge this down a little bit, and we'll take this one and we'll and we'll just pull it up a little bit, just a little bit off. Okay, so hopefully that's okay. Let's look from the front. Let's grab the whole thing and just kind of pull it up to there. So that's what I got so far. Okay, so we got these. I just wonder if I need to, you know what, I'm going to select all of these, go into edit mode, switch over to individual origins. I'm going to scale Shift Z these, make them smaller so they look like that. Okay, so that's this stuff here, and then we've got the battery. All right, so let's just bring in a plane and start messing with that. Grab this edge, pull it in. So it pretty much fits inside there, so we're going to need to do this. Let's just start. Okay, I'm going to want it taller than that. Something like this, something like this. I need enough room on the side to do this. All right, but I still want it taller than. All right, well, maybe. Okay, so what do we got to do? We got to bevel it for sure. How about if we take, take these edges here, and let's Control B and get a nice, let's say there's 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do just 5. And we'll take this one and I'll come down. I'll use the same. And I'll do the same thing on the bottom. It's not necessarily, exact same, but the top part is separate and the bottom part is separate. So what we're going to do is let's Control plus down to there, and let's just P separate by selection and take this. I'm going to pull it up, and I think I'm going to come down a little bit more. So I'm going to select this edge. I'm going to extrude down again to there, and then I'm going to E and S, and it's going to come in, and not too worried about anything else in there. I'm just going to bevel this a little bit. have a top, and I'm going to do the same on the bottom. Probably could just copy them, but you're not coming back to me. Okay, P that guy. You come up a bit, E and S, come on in, let's bevel you a bit. Now that may need to be bigger. Yeah, so let's do that. I just want to focus on that. I'm going to hit the slash key, and I'm going to come into here, and I'm going to take this. I'm just going to scale this into Z, just to make it like that. Okay, slash to get out of there. The battery part itself, I'm going to E and S. I'm going to do the same thing here, E and S, and I'm going to take both of those and bevel it a bit. And let's roll back and get just a few. No, that's probably as many as I need. Then it'll look a little bit like, I don't know, like there's a gap in between them. If they're both beveled like that. Alright, let's not mess around too much with it now. It looks to me like the top here is wider than the main battery part. That's what it looks like to me. So I'm going to scale this in the X a little bit and in the Y a little bit. And I don't know if that's really true or not. I just want to have another look at the underside here. I think I need to just relax on this stuff a bit. I think I'm going to get rid of, if I get rid of that, let's just do that for now. Now, let's come in here. Let's go E and S. E down, maybe S a little bit. And let's try, if we bevel this, how's she gonna look? Okay, so now let's actually put on a bevel, and I may not keep it, but I may. And let's also try this. And in the bevel, let's try arc, see if that makes any difference. Okay. And this area's got to be a little bit smaller, I think, in there. Get off there. I'm going to take this. I'm going to come out a ways, right to there. And I'm going to scale this in the Y first of all to even it out a bit. And I'm going to scale it in the X. And I'm going to scale it in the Y again. Let's have a smaller little area in the middle. I hope that's okay. So it's looking a little bit round to me, but I don't think I'm going to do anything about that right now. Okay, then I was thinking what I would do is just take like maybe these. Yeah, actually let's focus on that. Maybe, I'm not sure, we'll see. And then Shift-D, P, go E and Alt-S and push them out this way. And let's see. Okay. How's that? Let's bring everything back. there's something on here. These pieces at the corners. I just can't tell what happens at the bottom if they go under. They certainly seem out at the top. Let's try it under the bottoms. Let's try scale this in the X like that and scale it in the Y like that. Let's just try to imagine that it was like that. Could I just live with that? I don't know if I can actually, because this battery pack goes down. So I take that back. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna leave that like that, and we'll see where we end up with. But yeah, okay, that's happening every time now. I do want to scale this in the Z more. I want this to be more pronounced. In the corners here will be screws. So let's set the origin to there. Let's just do a couple of those real quick. Okay, I'm going to go Control 2, shade smooth, look from the side, put an edge loop there, and a wireframe. I'm going to delete these bottom vertices. I'm going to scale this in the Z a little bit. Come back. I'm going to go ahead and apply that. Set the origin geometry on this guy to sort of start getting him in the right position. All right, close enough for now. And let's focus on that. Okay. And the way I think I'll do this is, let's see, what do I want to do? Maybe I'll take these, scale X0, and these. And then take them both and just scale in the X. Oh, I'm in individual origins. And then I'll take these, scale Y0, and these. Select both of these. Did I get that one? I'm going to scale those in the Y. All right, and in face selection, I'm just going to grab all of this. Just like that. And I'm going to inset, and I'm going to pull down. I'll put one edge loop down here. And I'm going to go Control 1 and see if that's enough. No, I'm going to make it up to 2. And that's going to be my screw. Like it or not like it. That's what it is. Unless I change my mind about it. All right, so let's just have one here and over here. Something along those lines. Okay, they can be placeholders for now. Let's see. Okie doke. We'll look at the shading of this and all that stuff. Not gonna worry about it right now too much. Okay, so yeah. Now, does that battery look like about the right size? And by the way, we will take all these parts, and I'm just gonna take all of this. Let's make a collection and call it battery. And this is the main battery, and then we've got these guys on the side. So we got this. Do the wing nuts later. Let's work a little bit on this thing here. Okay, hope it's wide enough. Let me think about this. something. What if I maybe grab all these and scale this into Y a bit? Pull it out. Still okay as a battery? We can move all this stuff around later. Okay. All right, we're gonna go with that. I may work on these pieces. I may work on a lot of it, but let's do this. Let's select that face there, and I'm gonna bring in a cylinder first of all. I'll go with 22 again. Okay, how big are these batteries? So let's zoom out a bit. So they take up about, you know, almost like 3/4 of the size. So kind of like down here. So maybe they are a bit bigger than that. I don't know. You know, maybe that, maybe a little bit smaller, but let's take both of those and Control B. Let's do it like this. You know, pretty simple. Or just that. Let's see what it's like if I put two of them side by side and what the spacing is like. Maybe they're a bit narrower, I don't know. So now we'll go into individual origins. We'll scale Shift Z and do that. Okay, a little bit of space in between, that's okay, a little bit of space. Okay, let's go ahead and try to build this thing, and then we'll see what we've done here. So let's take both of these. Actually, let's go in and select the top faces there. Bring the 3D cursor there, and then we can bring in a plane. Scale it down. So I want this wider there. Let's scale this in the X. Just bring it out for a second. So that piece is going to be there. And then we're going to have this edge coming in and curving. Let's start working on that. I'm just going to select these vertices and Control Shift B, right? Pull them in. I think I want 5. And if I do it like that, how round is this thing? I think it's kind of like that. And I take that and I just give it some thickness. Like this. No, I want to put a bevel on this, like this. 1, 2, 3. There we go. I'll just leave it like that, and let's take this piece and copy it down. Is it like that? Body, can't really see the bottom piece, but I believe it is. And then there's the back piece. Okay, let's take both of these now. Bring the 3D cursor there. Oh, I didn't. This one and this one. That's better. Okay, what do I want to do here? And so what we would have is what we would have. Let's cut this in half. Really work on 1/2 at a time. Let's try it like this. Let's take this edge and this edge, and let's go back into median point. Let's where are those? There's little no, that one's down near the bottom, isn't it? So it's kind of, well, let's see. Doesn't have to be exactly the same. I'm going to take both of those and Control B is what my point. You know, I may not want that stuff. I want to focus on this. I may not want any of this yet. No, on the other hand, I don't know. Okay, let's go back. This is what I'm thinking of. Get out of here. Did I lose that? All right, this is what I'm thinking of. Top. Can't see. Let's do it like this. Just roughly for now. Okay, so I have that. Let's I'm really messing this up. Let's do that first, and then let's take this and this, and let's extrude it back a little bit. I don't know, this was a weird way of doing things. And let's bridge those edge loops. And then take this and extrude it out. You know, sorry if this was an odd way of doing things. And then just touch this up, you know, like put an edge loop here and here. Take both of these and pull them out a little bit. Okay, so I see that I would need also just coming up into there and the bottom part too. And just get in there. And then I think I'm just gonna put a subdivision on this. Let's focus on that. A little bit more. It's a lot of edge loops, isn't it? Yeah, that one may have been a little bit too tight. Let's see what that looks like together with this. Okay, I can work with this. Okay, let's do that. I mean, maybe it would have been nicer as a single piece, but I don't think it's really necessary. Let's pull this back and get rid of that face. And maybe I don't like this. Maybe I do want this sharper. No, the way I'm gonna do this is I might get rid of the bevel completely and just bevel it like this. And get rid of that bevel. I'm going to do the same thing for this one. Well, I got to mirror that across, don't I? Okay, so let's come in here and just set the 3D cursor there. But let's get rid of all the polys in the middle. Oh, it's taking so long to do. There, I'll do it from the top. Let's do it this way. I don't care if I lose a little bit extra faces. There we go. And let's mirror this. Put on clipping. Let's see what that looks like with respect to everything else. Well, it's not too bad. That's what I come up with. All right, let's just shorten these guys then. Yep, that's what I get. All right, let's take this and this and this and this and this, and let's make this battery 2. And this seems to go down over the bottom piece, and that's what I was getting at before. So, you know, could be there. Okay, all right. Well, that's what I come up with. And then we got the wire stuff. So it's kind of like this hexagonal one and a washer. That's what I'm going to do anyhow. So I'm going to do it up here. We'll do 6. Okay, I might touch up these after. Let's do that. Let's bring it up and come in just a little ways and come down. Let's see what it looks like with the bevel. Let's see if I do 2 of them. Actually, I would line these up with the batteries. I think they might be a bit too big. Start with that. And then I'll take 1. I'm going to bring in another circle, but I'll make this one 22. Get out of individual origins. Oh, not into it. Get out of it. Scale it down. Oh, don't do that. Okay, zoom in on that guy. Okay, I'm just gonna go F. Oh, come on. I'll get rid of that bottom face though. Let's bevel this down here. And shade smooth. Let's just focus on that. Get rid of this bottom face. Get back. Let's see, that one's there. Maybe I'll even get rid of bottom face on this too. Say I did it like that. I still think it's too big, so we'll take both of these and we'll scale them down like that. I hope that's not too small now. Let's get rid of that. Okay, good enough. Let's look at it this way. Let's put it right in the middle of the battery. Shift D. Oh, whoops. I'm gonna do another one. I'm not going to rotate this at this point. I just want to get them. Was that in? Okay. Let's put that back there. Let's say that was what we were doing. Wing nuts. And now the wires at the bottom, I think they connect with inputs or outputs like this, and so that's what I'm going to do for that part. I'm getting close to just giving it a rat's for this video. Now, just before I do that, okay, battery 2 is good. Okay, I'm gonna take, and I don't know how where they connect, so here's what I'm gonna do. Shift D. Let's rotate X 180. And I'm not going to make holes or anything. What I will do, though, is I will come in here, actually, and get rid of this face. Shouldn't make any problem. Let's look from the very bottom. And I'm just going to put these down here. Like that. That's what I'm going to do. Maybe they could be in a little bit more. And maybe a little bit more towards the front. That's what's going to be. Okay, let's go into these guys. Actually, before I do that, let's isolate them, go in, and let's get rid of the bottom face on all of these. And these guys, I want to make sure are part of just regular battery. Okay. So that's what we got so far. Okay. Let's do that. Let's bring this down. Let's try this. Pull this time to bring them in. Let's pull that down nicely and roll it up a lot. Let's see what it's like this with shade smooth. I would probably, well, I don't know, probably would do subdivision on this. We'll see. Even just these three to bevel. one, maybe 2 edge loops in there. Obviously got an issue here, but we'll get rid of that and that'll help. And yeah, it's not done, but what I was thinking was I would bring in, let's just bring in another cylinder actually, and rotate Y90, scale it down. Let's see, I probably should have done it relative to this thing, but anyways, close enough for now. Let's do this. Let's take this and do this. Okay, let's see. No, focus on this guy. I'm actually going to bevel this a little bit like this. And I'm going to inset this and extrude it out, but get rid of that face and do something else there. Okay, now let's go back to this and select that so I can bring my 3D cursor there. Did I do that? Yes. And I'm going to bring in a circle. And I'm going to go for actually 64. If I've ever used 64 in my life. Let's scale it right down. Let's rotate Y90 right around there. Let's look from the side. And I'm going to checker, deselect. And I'm going to scale in just a little bit. And take the whole thing, E and S, I'm going to bring it in, and I'll use loop tools just to make that into a circle. I'll take it like this, E, bring it out. I don't want that to be too sharp or anything, so I'm going to try one subdivision and see if I can, if it's useful to me. Let's, just not what I want. I want that. We'll do that. And let's see. Let's try just sharpening that out. And that's really all I want. Let's bring that back. This piece to attach like that. Oh, it keeps jumping back on me. Maybe I'll delete some of those. In fact, I'm gonna make it wider so it's just visible. You know, it's the big piece there. Good enough, doesn't even have to be perfect. Okay. Tell you the truth, the antenna looks okay like that, so let's just throw an edge loop in here. And we'll take one of these bolts, Shift D, like, frankly, I'd rather have that smoother, to tell you the truth, so I might just do that. You know, just a small thing that would look like it would help to hold that on. I don't know if it does. Let's take this and this. And this and this, and make this a new thing. We'll call this antenna, and I think that's good for this video here. let's first of all have a look at yeah, okay, this stuff's got to get flipped. And this stuff, actually both of them. Okay. Let's have a look with the cavity shader. Turn this off. All right. Well, that's what we have so far. When we come back, we'll do the wing nuts and the wires. I'll work on some tape, and looks like elastic right there. And we'll look at some dimensions and stuff like that as well. I just want to have one last look at these battery things. Yeah, it does come out to, you know, this might be too much, too long. It makes me wonder if I could, just focusing on this alone. What would happen if I got rid of those faces? Okay, let's do this better. Let's do it this way. I just want to have a look at them. If I went for that, I would select that and I would go grid fill. Oh, you know what? I think I might like that better. I'm also going to up that to 2. Missing in a second. Maybe I'll go with that. Okay, cool. So that's the beginning of that, and we'll go on and we'll do some more work on it in the next video.